Hi guys, Kevin here. I'm making English muffins today, so I thought I might as well go ahead and film the recipe for you. It's a great recipe because it's really easy to accomplish, and the only special equipment you'll need are some English muffin rings. These rings are 3.5 inches in diameter and 1¼ inches deep, and you can get them in kitchen supply stores or from Amazon. I'll post the Amazon link below. Let me adjust the camera and we can get started. First things first, put 1 cup of water and a ½ cup of milk in a glass measure and heat them in the microwave for about 45 seconds. You want the mixture to be about 100 degrees. Then, I've already heated mine. I'll take a bowl. Adjust your camera a little bit. Let's see, I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Pour the milk mixture into the bowl. Then add 2¼ teaspoons of yeast. This is active dry yeast. By the way, I buy my yeast in a jar. Well, can you see this? I buy it in a jar because it's much more economical than buying those little packets. Then grab a whisk and just mix the milk, water, and yeast together. This is such an easy recipe. I'm sure you're going to run into your kitchen and make your own English muffins. Then add 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. You do not need bread flour or any special kind of flour for this recipe. And take a spoon and stir the flour into the liquid 100 times in the same direction. Stirring in one direction helps the strands of gluten to develop. Gluten is the protein that gives wheat breads their wonderfully chewy texture. I hope I said that correctly. Well, you don't have to watch me stir this 100 times. I'll turn the camera off and come right back. 97, 98, 99, 100. Now the batter, or the dough rather, will have the consistency of a thick pancake batter. I'm going to scrape off this goodness off the spoon and into the bowl. And then cover the bowl with plastic wrap. And we're going to let this sit until it has doubled in volume. That will take about an hour. So I'll turn the camera off and come back to you. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, my dough has doubled in volume. For this next step, you want to take 3 tablespoons of warm water. Again, that's about 100 degrees. And into the water, we're going to dissolve 1½ teaspoons of salt. 1 and a half. I'm using kosher salt, which actually won't dissolve really well, but I always use kosher salt when I make English muffins. And I know that it will work, even if it doesn't dissolve perfectly well. Then, tip the salt mixture over the batter and stir. Let me fix the camera. And stir 25 times to deflate the dough and to incorporate the salt. 4. 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think I counted properly. And I want to get this nice, beautiful batter off the spoon and into the bowl. And we're going to cover this again with plastic and let it rest until doubled in volume. It's going to become very bubbly, so I'll be back. Okay, my batter has doubled in volume, and as you can see, there's a lot of action going on. It's gurgling and burping and creating tons of bubbles. And all of those bubbles will create the nook and cranny nirvana we want. For the next step, I need to heat my skillet, my electric skillet, to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you don't have an electric skillet, just use a regular skillet and put it over a medium-low flame. I'll be right back. This skillet has been with me for many, many years. And I think I bought it from Amazon. It's made by Presto. And I put my English muffin rings in. I need to fix the camera here. Sorry about the bump. And going to spray the inside of the rings and also the base of the skillet with some non-stick vegetable spray. Then it's time to add the batter. So use a large spoon, and we want to fill the rings no more than halfway. So I can do this. Needs a little more. I wish I had a videographer here because he or she would be able to adjust the camera while I'm working so that you don't have to wait. There we go. Number 3. This recipe makes enough for 6 English muffins. 4 needs a little more batter. Sorry, I'm so slow. But we always have to wait for good things. Try to get more batter. You just have to be careful that you don't fill them more than halfway, or the batter will rise as it bakes and it will spill over the sides of your muffin ring, and that's no good. Oops. Okay. More, not too much. Sorry, you have to use your fingers sometimes. And a little more here. And cover the skillet and let the muffins bake for 8 minutes. I'll be right back. 8 minutes have passed, and now we can remove the muffin rings. The rings will slip right off. Use tongs to lift them. And I added too much batter to the 6th muffin right here. But let's see if I can get the ring off. Come on, do it for me. You can do it. Come on. Ah, it tore. This only happens when you are filming a video. And flip them over. Oh, nice. Nicely browned. Use my fingers. And this last one, I think I'm going to have to cook a little bit longer because it's very tall. The others look, well, they look perfect. Cover the skillet again and let the muffins continue to bake for another 4 to 5 minutes. I'll come back when they're ready. Muffins are done. And let me show you what they look like. Ooh, they're very hot. You see how beautifully brown they are? Unfortunately, we can't eat them right away. We have to let them cool to room temperature. And if you're not going to eat them right away, you can absolutely freeze them for up to 3 months. I'm not going to freeze any of these, however. I'll probably use them for, well, I love them instead of hamburger buns for hamburgers. Hamburger buns are way too thick for hamburger patties, I've always found. And of course, they're also wonderful for eggs Benedict, and maybe I'll do a recipe of that for you someday. And again, I'll let these cool, and then I'll cut one open, and I'll show you what the inside looks like. My muffins are not quite at room temperature, but I wanted to show you how to split one open. So you take a fork and go all around the edge, just inserting the fork, about an inch into the muffin. You use a fork instead of a knife so you don't flatten out all of the nooks and crannies. I think they actually make special English muffin forks. Okay. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at this. Has all these little pockets for holding, you know what? Butter. I'm going to put butter on mine. And I'm not going to toast this because I don't own a toaster, believe it or not. When I want to toast something, I always put it under the broiler. I'm also going to add some homemade strawberry preserves. And, of course, we have to have a little taste test. It's chewy, yeasty, and absolutely wonderful. As you've just seen, English muffins are a snap to make, and they are heaven to eat. And of course, they're a billion times better than anything you could buy in the supermarket. So I hope you'll give them a try, and I also hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. I make videos every week. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 videos a week. And I also hope you'll post a comment below because I love hearing from you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. So good.